We all know that inflation is hitting us hard and everything's more expensive right now. Gas prices, airfare, hotels, restaurants. And you might be looking to come to Vegas, whether it's your first trip or you've been here before and you just have the itch to come back. And you want to come back and do it on a budget. In today's video, we're going to talk to you about ways that you can save money on your next trip to Vegas. I'm Melissa with Up and Our Way. We're going to show you how to save money on your next trip to Las Vegas. Let's go. Now, it's no secret that the food in Las Vegas has gotten really expensive over the years. So long to the good old days of the really cheap buffets. But there are still deals to be had. If you happen to be staying on Fremont Street, there are deals everywhere. It's not really hard to find. If you just look outside of the hotel, you're gonna see the advertisements for the cheap deals. I'm not gonna go into Fremont Street because it's easy to find. But here on the Strip, it's a little bit more difficult because even going to get breakfast just at a food court can cost you like $40. So we are actually inside of the Miracle Mile shops. There are a lot of cheap options here for dining on a dime. So behind us is Ocean's 1, and they have $5.99 lunch specials, and that is everything on their menu is $5.99. And they also have 3 for $12 cocktails, and from what I know, they are pretty strong, so you're not going to be skimping out on the alcohol. But then also in the same shopping center, you're gonna have La Salsa, which has a $4.99 breakfast special, and it's actually really good. Blondie's also has a $5.99 lunch special, so they have select menu items that are $5.99, and it's actually pretty decent. So deals are found here at the Miracle Mile shops. But then also, you are gonna find places like Casino Royale that has a $2.49 foot-long hot dog. Stage Shore is another great place where you can get really cheap food. So it's a dive bar that is behind Cromwell, kind of across from Bally's, and they have a special. It's a $3 special for a beer and a hot dog. I don't know how you can beat that. So another place that a lot of Vegas locals and regulars go to is Ellis Island. So it's not on the Strip. It's actually off of Koval, which is a street behind the Strip. But it's not too far to walk to, and it's pretty convenient. So it's a little hotel casino, but they have a few restaurants there. And for example, you can get a steak and eggs breakfast for $6.99 at the Village Pub. So a great place to go and hang out and get some cheap food. Now, there are some places like, let's say New York, and they have food courts that have decently priced foods. So look out for the food courts. And I will say, as far as food goes, if you're going to stay at the higher end hotels, it's gonna be harder and harder for you to find those cheap options. So if you're at a higher end hotel, harder to find. The lower end hotels, it's gonna be a little easier to find some cheap options. Now, another tip, we have seen people here, we've come like during basketball tournaments or volleyball tournaments, and there's a whole bunch of families with kids, and we've seen them bring in like boxes of top ramen or a cup of noodles, and they have a kettle, so they just warm their water and have some food in their room. Another option for you. We're outside of New York, and there's this little stand where you can purchase beer in the evening, and to get a tall can of Modelo is $16.25. God, if you walk right across the street, there's an ABC store, and you can get that same tall can of Modelo for $4. So it's a couple minute walk, worth it in my opinion. I think it's really important that if you want to stay on a budget in Las Vegas, that you have snacks and drinks available to yourself in the room without paying minibar prices. What we do is we bring snacks, have bars, I bring fruit, whatever I can just grab from home the day that we're leaving. I'll just grab some and throw them in the bag. We also bring a cooler, so we'll bring, Modelo's, waters. Sometimes I'll even bring some hard liquor in here. You just go over to the ice machine once you get into town and you fill it up. Now, I know we can bring this cooler because we drive into town, and you're saying, well, Melissa, I fly. What do you want me to do? Well, you can always bring a collapsible bag in your backpack or in your luggage, or you can pick something up that's disposable in a Walgreens or a CVS, get your liquor there, or you can stop at a liquor store, have your driver, your Uber driver, your taxi driver stop at a liquor store on the way here. You can pick up a cooler, get your drinks, and then once you get here, get your little ice bucket from the hotel room, fill it up with ice, and dump it into your cooler. The snacks you should be able to bring from home, maybe not the apples, but anything else you should probably be able to bring. If you do just want to get snacks when you're here, you can do that too. Just remember to do it at somewhere like a Walgreens or CVS. Don't go to the gift store here at your hotel, or else you're going to pay a hefty price for those drinks and snacks. Let's talk a little bit about how to get around when you're in Las Vegas. Obviously, if you have a car, that's an option. But if you don't have a car, there are some ways to get around. We are at the Aria and Park MGM tram stations. So on the west side of the Las Vegas Strip, there are a couple of trams that are free. So this one goes from the Aria, stops at the Crystal Shops and goes to Bellagio. And then further south, there is one that goes from Mandalay Bay to Luxor and then to Excalibur. And then there's one that goes from the Mirage to Treasure Island. So on the other side of the strip, there is the Las Vegas monorail. That one does have a cost. It goes from MGM Grand to Bally's, Flamingo, Harrah's, and then it goes over to the Convention Center, Westgate, and finally Sahara. So there are several stops, but that one is not free. You're going to pay $5 a ride or $13 for a 24-hour pass, and then there are options for multi-day passes as well. One thing you can do to save a little money on the monorail is use the My Vegas app, where you can get discounts on the monorail tickets. So obviously there are plenty of taxis in Las Vegas, but that's going to be the more expensive option. You might want to consider using Lyft or Uber if you want to take an actual car to get somewhere. Finally, the last option, and probably the most cost-effective to get you up and down the Strip and all the way to Fremont, and even connect you to the airport, would be the Deuce Bus. So the Deuce Bus is $6 for a 2-hour pass, $8 for 24 hours, and then you can even go up to a 3-day pass for $20. So very cost-effective way to get up and down the Strip, all the way to Fremont. Just expect that it is going to take you a while though, with all the stops along the way. So getting to your hotel from the airport, there are some shuttle buses that you can pay per person to get to your hotel. Most of the hotels these days don't offer free transportation unless you're a high roller, so you have to pay some way. So the shuttle options are per person. I don't think that they're the most cost-effective way. Uber and Lyft are pretty cheap depending on how far you're coming up the Strip. And of course there are taxis. Now you can actually take a bus and take it to connect to the Deuce Bus, so that it can be an option. You're going to pay one rate that'll get you all the way to the Strip, and you'll have that pass for as long as it's good for. So just as I explained before, $6 for 2 hours, $8 for 24 hours, and $20 for a 3-day pass. If you're coming to Las Vegas on a budget and looking to book your hotel room, flexibility is going to be absolutely key. So time of the year, if you want to come middle of the summer when it's incredibly hot, or in the middle of winter, you're going to get better rates that way. Also though, weekends are going to be a lot more expensive than weekdays. So if at all you can come during the middle of the week, you're going to save a lot of money that way. Now, even though middle of the week makes a difference, you can stay a little off Strip, that's going to make even more of a difference. Also, off Strip, you're going to usually get free parking, so that's going to save you a little bit more money in the long run. Now, if you use the My Vegas app, I highly recommend you download it, play, just hit the auto spin, let it play, earn those points. You're going to earn enough points that you can probably get a free room. But again, the flexibility is going to be key, because it's really, really hard to find weekend free rooms with the My Vegas app. So weekdays are going to be great for you. There is the Win app, and you can play the Win slots app to earn free rooms. However, that's getting harder and harder to do for free. Seems like you have to pay more and more into the app to actually get the free rooms. Here's a quick tip that won't necessarily save you money, but it will save you time. You can use your mobile app or one of these QR codes here to check in online and save yourself about 30 or 40 minutes as opposed to going into an actual line. Now, if you do have certain status with hotels, like diamond status with Caesars or gold or above with MGM, they have special VIP lines that you can get into and get in really quickly. Obviously, you're going to want to do some things while you're in town. Las Vegas, fortunately, has a lot of free options for you. So, first of all, we're here at the Bellagio Conservatory, and you can walk through this stunning attraction for absolutely free. They change it up every season, so it's always something new to see. And then if you walk outside to the front, there is the Bellagio Fountain Show, which is incredible. Up the street, you have the Mirage Volcano. And then across the street is the Link Promenade, which you can just walk through, people watch. It's actually a really kind of cool place to watch people, see some sights. There is the Welcome to Las Vegas sign, which is at the far, far south end of the strip, but you can take pictures there. Go to Fremont Street, check out the Fremont Street experience. That is the most amazing place for people watching, see some street performers, and they have 3 stages. They have performers and live bands throughout the day and night. It's really an amazing place to come if you want to do some free activities. Now, you may have an idea of seeing a show or taking a ride on the high roller or zip line. So there are options for you to do some of those paid activities for a little cheaper. So first of all, check Groupon or even Travelzoo to see if they have discounts on any of the attractions that you want to take advantage of or any shows. Then also they have the Go City Las Vegas Pass. Now that allows you to either bundle some of the activities you want to do together and just pay a set price, which will be discounted pretty heavily, or you can even try an all-inclusive package, and that allows you to take a set number of days, pay a set fee, and you can do basically as much as you want during that time. I sort of see that as a challenge. Some of the Players Card programs will offer you free play on your first visit. You'll also get some email invitations to come back, and you'll get free play like during your birthday month. A lot of them have match play at the table game, so you have to check in with the hotel that you're playing at to see what they offer you. Okay, so I can't help you too much with how to get to Las Vegas for cheaply. Obviously, you can play around pricing out airfares using certain apps like Google Flights or Kayak. But one of the things I can do is tell you how we can get cheap airfare, basically free airfare to Las Vegas. If you watch this video that I have linked, it'll tell you how we got a lot of points with Southwest and a companion pass that's good for 2 years almost. So we are able to fly here and just pay the taxes when we do decide to fly. If you are bringing your car to Las Vegas or renting a car while you're here, you'll need to know that most of the hotels in Las Vegas do charge for parking. So a few of the exceptions are the Wynn and Encore, Venetian Palazzo, Sahara, Circus, Treasure Island, and then Tropicana also has some of their lots that are complimentary. Others like Cosmopolitan does offer free parking for their guests, as well as some of the downtown properties, but you have to be staying there to park for free. So another alternative is if you have status with any of the casinos, you are eligible for free parking. So if you have Pearl or above, if you are a MGM customer, or if you have the Platinum or above with Caesars, you'll get complimentary parking as part of your stay in Las Vegas. If you do have to pay for parking, there are these little machines. They usually have them inside of the hotel before you get to the parking garage. In this case, we're at the elevators to go up, and there is a machine here. Make sure that you take care of it before you head out. Otherwise, you're gonna be one of those people that holds up the line as you're trying to exit. I hope you found some of these tips useful. Remember, you can do Las Vegas on a budget as long as you can be flexible and put the work into it. All right, you guys, well, that's all we have for today. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and hit that bell notification so that you're notified when we go live or when we drop a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.